Alright guys, welcome back to Fog Wrestling for your 22nd of April Raw 5 top moments. Probably say that back to front, but
top
fuck
5
it.
Raw moments.
That's the one that's the one I was looking for. But anyway, enough about me. Let's get into the show.
Let's get into the 5th moment.
I think Raw always seems hit and miss. But regardless of whether they put on a good show or a bad show, I think there's always 5 decent moments. And again, I think that was the case for this
That's
Raw.
none different.
But yeah, to me, I think Raw's been. I would probably have to say that SmackDown has been the better, more consistent show since the brand split. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't say there's been a bad SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just Raw. It just seems like half the show can really be weird. Like Ric Flair just being weird.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, what's not weird is this top 5 list because it's pretty good. So we start off with number 5, Matt Hardy versus Lesnar. It was supposed to happen at Backlash. We didn't get it. Instead, we got it on Raw. And it was you can call it a match or you can call it another Brock Lesnar beatdown. Call it what you want, but it was pretty good.
The match is good, but the weird ends end.
They basically copied the Jeff Hardy Lesnar match to Backlash, and to me, that done it a disservice because I think the ending of the Jeff Lesnar match was actually cool the way they did it as a no contest, and the fact that Brock actually hit a shitload more moves on Jeff than he did Matt. So for them to say Matt couldn't continue, it kind of makes Matt look weak because he didn't take as much of a beat as Jeff. And secondly, I think it makes Brock Lesnar's win at Backlash look a wee bit less because they're thinking, fuck me, I mean, Brock Lesnar's going to hit someone with a clothesline next week and they're going to go, oh, I can't continue.
I know.
I mean, what's it? Brock Lesnar's going to come out and blow on someone and they're going to be like, you can't continue.
Exactly, guys. Where do you draw the line?
So, I mean, it was a good, quick, 5-minute match, but the ending, I think, kind of ruined it for me.
Yes.
Coming at number 4, we've got Regal and Flair backstage getting coffee. Well, Regal was drinking tea because he's a tea man. I like the Queen's tea. But so Regal and Flair. Regal thanks Flair for screwing Austin at the pay-per-view, but Ric Flair's adamant that he didn't screw Austin, and Regal doesn't believe him. Taker didn't believe him earlier. I don't even think Arn Anderson believes Flair at this. Does anyone?
Come on, Mr. Flair, we know which side you're on. You pillock.
You pillock.
It's not the last time Regal appears, guys.
No, Regal's a great guy. I don't think Regal believes Flair.
Yes, he does.
No. Speaking of Flair, does Austin believe him? Because up next we've got Austin and Ric Flair. So Ric Flair's out first. He's apologising, but he says it was an honest mistake. He shows camera angles. So he shows a camera angle that everyone else seen with Austin's foot on the rope. And then he shows a different camera angle, which he said was his perspective, even though technically it wasn't. But he showed another one that you couldn't see Austin's foot on the rope. So he's showing all this footage. Austin comes out and Austin says to Flair, what? He got your footage, what? And Austin says, I've got some footage I want to show you, and gives him the middle finger, and that was really good. And then Flair's kind of like backtracking, and he's like, oh, you know what, Austin, to make it up for you, to try and give you a wee bit of revenge against the NWO, who didn't get him. I mean, NWO didn't cost Austin the match. Ric Flair cost Austin the match. If anything, Ric Flair should have said, you want me, Austin, you got me.
Yeah, it was just prolonging this Austin NWO feud, and
yeah, when it's already kind of done. So, if
it was me, guys, it would be Austin against Hogan for the belt. That's that. I know it's too big for Judgment Day.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be doing, and I would just have the NWO focusing on the other main eventers of Raw.
Aye.
Even though there's
like Bradshaw. There you go. And then Flair makes a match tonight with Austin and Big Show teaming up against Scott Hall and X-Pac. And I guess as soon as that match was made, I think we all knew what was happening.
Big Show, heel turn. And that's nowhere near this list, guys, so don't worry.
That's not on the top 5. By the way, only one match made the top 5 list. But anyway, we've already mentioned that. Into number 2, we've got Triple H. A unique battering here. He fucking kicked Undertaker's ass all over the arena.
A couple of punches from Taker.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he got. Taker's busted open. He battered him to the back. He slams him into a limo. He hits him in the gut with a sledgehammer. He's about to smash open Undertaker's brains. And then the security arrived, the police arrived, they arrest Triple H, they take him away, but Triple H is furious that Taker cost him the belt at Backlash. I mean, this is a great beatdown, the fact that he kicked his ass all over the arena, from the ring to the ringside, to the announce table, over the announce table, to the back, to the ramp, entrance ramp, to the backstage area, to some parked up car, to when the security and officials and police got involved. I mean, it was good, but I think it kind of buried Taker a wee bit, if I'm being honest.
Yep.
I just don't. I mean, I think this would work on most people, like, but I mean, the fact that Triple H should batter and Taker was like, should Taker not get a bit of offense in? The guy's almost
He's
7
the
foot.
number one contender. You got to factor that in. He's not just Taker. He's number one contender. Taker.
Yeah. So
American badass.
I mean, this was like a beatdown you'd expect Taker to give DDP, but only Taker was on the receiving end of it, and it was Triple H giving it. So you know what? I don't know. But coming at number 1,
maybe it's just making Triple H look strong because what happened on SmackDown, but that's a fed for another day, big man. Aye, number 1.
Coming in at number 1, it is Regal interrupting Sean Stasiak backstage.
And Tommy Dreamer.
So Tommy Dreamer's there, just
he's made it number 1.
Tommy Dreamer, let's write him in there, number 1. Tommy Dreamer is backstage, kind of looking at Sean Stasiak as he's talking, and Tommy Dreamer's kind of like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" Well, not do you need help? You definitely do need help. Go and get help. And Stasiak's like, you think I'm going to little crazy-ack? And he's talking about Planet Stasiak and all this nonsense and bullshit. And Regal comes in, he's like, "What you doing, you bloody pullock?" And Regal pulls him a tart again.
Sunshine, I'll put you out in that ring, I'll screw you up.
I'll knock some sense bloody right into you,
Don't be silly, Willie.
Don't be silly, Willie. Stasiak replies, and I mean, fuck me. I mean, William Regal's great. I mean, every day I talk about how great William Regal is, and he should have been world champion. But I think this current wee little run from Sean Stasiak it's just going to show that like a gimmick's everything, isn't it? Like, I mean,
fuck it is. Damn it,
because I mean, this guy. I mean, basically during the invasion, he was just a dude that stood in the ring.
I know.
With a WCW invasion shirt on. But it just goes to show you now.
He's
got like yeah, but now he just looks like a fucking star. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know, with the sunglasses on. I mean, this guy could stand next to The Rock, and not look at the place. I'm saying that Vince Russo says Buff Bagwell's the most charismatic guy he's ever seen.
Fuck it. I think it's Sean Stasiak.
I think it's Sean Stasiak. Fucking Sean Stasiak's the man. And there you go. Later on, they had a match that lasted about 4 seconds. But yeah, that's not what made the list. It was a promo backstage. So Sean Stasiak, 2 weeks running, guys, makes number 1 in the top 5 moments. The question is, can he make it 3 in a row next week on Raw? Will he even be on Raw? It could be released.
He's in a match against Lesnar. It's the last ever Raw before the change to E.
Well, there you go, guys. He's on Raw.
Stasiak's in the last ever WWF.
But can he impress on Raw? Can he make it back to number 1? You'll find out.
Beat Brock Lesnar?
No.
You can't beat the guy who lost to Spike Dudley. He's not beating Brock.
But here, maybe we'll get a decent promo with him as Heyman. I don't know.
Damn right. But until then, guys.
Peace.